The Democrats are a bunch of idiots. No, that's too mean. The Democrats are children. No. The Democrats are clowns. No. The Democrats are emotionally stunted individuals that lack critical thinking. And their vote blue, no matter who sycophants, are willing to drink that blue Kool-Aid. Oh, wait, that's being too mean. That blue Gatorade, no. They're willing to drink that Windex that looks like blue Gatorade with ice cubes in it and assume that the Democrats have their best interests at heart. See, the Democrats, as always, help out their opponents, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. And we have seen firsthand during this election cycle about how the Democrats never learned their lesson. And corporate media follows along too. Let's be clear here. Corporate media and the Democratic establishment have an alliance of sorts. Am I being too mean? Am I being too critical? The answer is no, I'm not. I remember 2016. I remember 2020. And I remember myself and Daniel giving this warning to vote blue no matter who clowns and corporate media that eventually there's going to come a point to where no one is going to look at you with respect. And I'm going to quote my favorite line from Logan Roy from Succession when he was talking to his final conversation with his children. And corporate media, vote blue no matter who, I say this directly to you. I love you, but you are not serious people. Now, Kit, what do you mean by that? Well, first, let me pull up this article. I got an article here about how Trump could beat Biden. But first, let me explain how Trump's going to beat Biden. And it's because of the Democrats. Shout out to, you know him, you love him, Turncoat Don. Democrats unintentionally create the best Trump ads.
For just the third time in the 243-year history of the United States, a president has been impeached.
Twitter, run by CEO Jack Dorsey, saying after close review of the president's recent tweets, it banned him.
The president's banned from Twitter, 88 million followers, banned from Facebook, 35 million followers.
More than a dozen companies already blocking or restricting President Trump.
For the first time ever, a president has been impeached twice.
A Manhattan grand jury has indicted former President Donald Trump.
Former President Donald Trump has been indicted.
A federal grand jury has voted to indict the former president.
Former President Donald J. Trump has been criminally indicted. The sheriff has released that mugshot from former President Trump.
Today is the first time Donald Trump sat as a defendant for the actual start of any criminal trial.
For the first time ever, a former U.S. president is now a convicted felon.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
They never learn. They never learn. And look, there is a treasure trove of videos, plenty of political ammunition. Sorry for that stutter. Political ammunition for Trump and his allies to use against the Democrats. Now, I'm going to probably get some comments being like, oh, Kit, once again, you're giving some praise to Trump, and I want to give a huge shout out to Bad Cookies. You guys caught me. I'm a right-wing grifter, Kit Cabello, yesterday on Hard Lens Media. Yes, I said that on my show. And if you really believe that, especially to our liberal critics, you are a clown. A clown, a clown, a clown, a clown, a clown. But see, here's the thing. Again, huge shout out to Bad Cookies because we all loved laughing at that because it's pathetic when you look at how the Democrats had real political power. They had a movement. Bernie Sanders, you had a political movement. AOC, you had a political movement, and you flushed it away. No pun intended. Democrats, you keep on shooting yourselves in the foot. But it's funny. And I'll tell you why it's funny. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Could Trump beat Biden in a blowout? Oh, boy. Hey, better choice of wording, eh? The Hill? President Biden's poor polling numbers have raised questions about the possibility of a blowout victory, or getting your back blown out victory, by former President Trump in November, even as he grapples with his own political challenges in the wake of a conviction in a New York hush money trial. Folks, all what that mugshot did, all what that trial did is put more street cred into Trump's name. It inspired his supporters. It was like kicking a beehive. What did you think was going to happen, Democrats? Here, hold on. Here's what Democrats thought. Here's what they thought. All right, Trump's guilty, 34 different charges. People are going to see it. Were they expecting Trump supporters to be like, oh, gee, oh, jolly gee willikers, you guys were right the whole time. Trump is a very, 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 very bad man. No, it inspired people. People went out and said, yeah, publicly that they're going to support Trump. Even Bill Maher, that's right, the most liberal of liberals, is even saying that Biden's going to lose. He's going to vote for him, but Biden's going to lose. The blowout wouldn't look like the landslide re-election of President Ronald Reagan over Democrat Walter Mondale in 1984. Hey, all right, 1984. But it could mean Trump winning more electoral college votes than expected by flipping most, if not all, the states Biden won in 2020, even expanding the map by turning some unexpected states like Minnesota or Virginia red. As Biden contends with stubbornly low approval ratings, some have speculated Trump could do far better than expected in November, with the former president himself bullishly suggesting he could win states like New York. I would laugh if that happened. No, really. Do you have any idea the liberal meltdown that would be in New York City? So many people would be crying. But I mean, most of the liberals in New York, you know. But Trump faces his own hurdles, especially after becoming the first former U.S. president to be convicted. And many political observers say it's impossible to predict how the election will shape up in 5 months. Well, hey, look, here's the polling data. Way early on in September, Trump is in the lead. Kennedy's way down there. That's to be expected. This could really tighten up to be a very close election, or Trump could continue to surge and Biden can continue to hemorrhage. GOP strategist Ron Bonjain said, right now, we're definitely at an inflection point where it could go either way. The Emerson College polling surveys from April and Bloomberg Morning Consultant poll last month both had Trump leading Biden in several swing states like Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, the sweet state of Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, or Wisconsin, as we Illinoisans like to call it. Biden won each of these states except for North Carolina in 2020 in route of 306 electoral college votes. Though Trump leads in the battleground states are narrow, the polls underscore alarm about Biden's support. Even small gaps could make big impact, as presidential elections have in recent cycles increasingly trended towards close races decided by just a handful of states. Candidates need 270 electoral college votes to win. Biden won in 2020 with 306. Trump won in 2016 with 304. Former President Obama won in 2012 with 332, and in 2008, 365, winning states like Indiana, Iowa, North Carolina, Florida, and Ohio in the process. But Indiana, Iowa, Ohio, and Florida have become more solidly red in the last two presidential races, leaving fewer states up for grabs and potentially turning a close race into a true landslide. Trump has been projecting confidence about flipping some traditionally blue states like Minnesota and Virginia, where the White House hopefuls are separated by single digits. Oh, no. This isn't good. Polling would still need to shift significantly to make red flips in those states, but more likely, Republican strategist Jim Centers said that that's not out of reach for the norm-defying former president. Still the guilty verdict handed down in Trump's Manhattan criminal case last week may have further complicated his path to success in November. In a Winnipeg survey before the verdict, 6% of Trump voters said that they'd be less likely to vote for the former president if he was convicted. They're going to vote for him. That 6% is going to vote for Trump. All right? And I say this with absolute confidence because in comparison to Biden, people are going to look at him and see, like, that man's an old clown. He's sick. He's weak. A YouGov poll taken after the verdict found that 27% of independent voters were less likely to vote for Trump, but 21% were made more likely. An ABC News poll found 50% of Americans thought Trump's guilty verdict was correct, and 49% said he should end his presidential campaign as a result. If he's not going to end his presidential campaign with his mugshot, what makes you think those 34 verdicts are going to be anything different? After all, those 34 verdicts, just to trigger the liberals, are the one and the same. It's indifferent. But other polling has consistently found many voters saying the outcome of the trial would not impact their ballot in November. Trump has gotten boosts from his legal battles so far, including 3 other criminal indictments and various lawsuits, and some Republicans believe the conviction will only further energize his base. No, it has. It is over 9,000, to quote Vegeta, in a great battle between him and a legendary Super Saiyan. If you got that reference, I love you. If you didn't, that's just too bad. Toriyama, we miss you. From the window to the wall, we miss you, buddy. Democrats are forecasting Trump's legal troubles will turn off voters on the fence in the battlegrounds he is going after. I think Republicans are flooding the zone with what they want to be true. The Trump's guilty verdict is actually good for him. Democratic strategist John Rinish said, after all, it's a Trump era, and up is down and down is up. Yeah, well, Democrats, you also believe in that theory too by propping up a senile old man that doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. However, I do not see a world in which gravity doesn't exist, and being a convicted criminal helps win the White House. The path through which is the suburbs and independent voters who live in the center. I'm just going to say this right here. A part of me wants to see Biden lose to Trump because I just want to see the liberals cry. Because I had so many people say to me, I had so many people talk down to me and saying, Kit, you're wrong about 2020, and watch these 4 years of Biden, things are going to be great. And you're wrong. And shame on you. Shame on you for even thinking that Trump could get reelected. You know, I had so many people just say, oh, Trump can't do it. Trump can't do it. I was like, no, I'm not. Listen, I'm not endorsing him, but you are underestimating the man. Who's laughing now? I know I am, but hell, I know what I'm going to do on election night. You all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat a nice ribeye steak. It's going to be delicious and nutritious and delicious. Meanwhile, Biden faces frustration from within his own party over the Israel-Hamas war, on top of frustration over the economy and general voter apathy towards Biden-Trump rematch. He easily secured the Democratic nod. Yeah, because of this, he easily secured the Democratic nod, but has been hit with notable protest votes in several states, with the uncommitted push in Kentucky siphoning 18% of the party vote just last month. By the way, uncommitted. Listen, I salute you for your protest vote, but being consistent is going to be key because Biden isn't changing anything. Nothing is fundamentally changing. Nothing's fundamentally changing at all. Just throwing it out there. There's a lot of concern among Democrats over the incumbent's poor approval rating. Tight swing state numbers and protest votes, Democratic strategist Michael Starr Hopkins said. Anybody who says it's just a little concerning is lying. Oops, sorry about that. This is an important election. No, it's not. And so Democrats are nervous, as they should be. I think electorally it's going to be a close race, but because of the polarization of the country and the swing states, the mass itself, I think, will be relatively close, Hopkins said, arguing that the popular vote is where we're going to see a blowout for Biden. But popular vote doesn't matter in this country. Popular vote doesn't matter at all. You want to know why popular vote doesn't matter? It's because the Electoral College supersedes popular vote. It doesn't matter who has the most in popular vote. It matters who wins the Electoral College. The 2020 election was the 9th White House race in a row in which the national popular vote margin was in the single digits. Twice in the last 25 years, the candidate who won the national popular vote lost in the Electoral College, a feat that had last occurred in the 1800s. Every indication we have seen this election will be close, just like that. The last one, and the one before that, and the one before that, said David Hopkins, an associate professor of political science at Boston College. In terms of expanding the map, it's classic early summer campaign talk. Wow. And of course, there's a crisis in Gaza. There's a crisis in Ukraine. There's the fact that we have economic instability. And yet Democrats, you constantly keep on shooting yourselves in the foot. Just want to play this trailer one last time. And yes, everybody, it's true. You guys caught me. I'm a right-wing grifter. Shout out to you, bad cookies. Because folks, it's just hilarious. Now, real quick, I want to pull up these super chats before I play that final video. John Michael, tip $1. Biden will not beat a candidate. Trash Panda, Trump's level, it's over 9,000. John Mitchell, crying vote blue no matter who is going to make me laugh. Oh, absolutely. And then finally, Cool Blue 71. 5 months from today's election, Trump will unseat Biden with at least 31 states and 312 electoral college votes. Anything more like Minnesota is a bonus. Hey, folks, you my audience. I think we're on to something. Trump might very well have this in the bag, but hey, let's laugh at this one more time. Democrats, You just know how to shoot yourselves in the foot, and it's funny.
For just the third time in the 243-year history of the United States, a president has been impeached.
Twitter, run by CEO Jack Dorsey, saying after close review of the president's recent tweets, it banned him.
The president's banned from Twitter, 88 million followers, banned from Facebook, 35 million followers.
More than a dozen companies already blocking or restricting President Trump.
For the first time ever, a president has been impeached twice.
A Manhattan grand jury has indicted former President Donald Trump.
Former President Donald Trump has been indicted.
A federal grand jury has voted to indict the former president.
Former President Donald J. Trump has been criminally indicted. The sheriff has released that mugshot from former President Trump.
Today is the first time Donald Trump sat as a defendant for the actual start of any criminal trial.
For the first time ever, a former U.S. president is now a convicted felon.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
It's almost like you want him to win. Almost. But hey, liberals, what are you panicking about? Your favorite social media influencer will entertain you for the next 4 years with all their Trump derangement syndrome stories. And you guys will be affirmed and manifest and summon all of your fears, and all of you will pretend to be the resistance wearing your pink frickin' pussy hats. I love you guys, liberals, vote blue no matter who, diehard Democratic voters. But you're just not serious people.